And good evening. Welcome to the Insight Show. It's Thursday. It's around 8 o'clock. It's July 17th, 2014. I'm Reverend Dennis Custaferi, or a.k.a. Reverend Dennis. We have a great show for you for tonight. We have the winner of the 2014 New York City Funniest Jewish Comedian Award, High-Powered Howard, who's no stranger to this place, and starring the extremely lovely and talented Julie Budd, and a very talented vocalist, Gloria Waldman. And now a brief little monologue from me. I say this with all sincerity. Sometimes God closes a door, but when He is ready, He opens a window. I truly believe that God is guiding me in a positive direction, even though I don't know where He's leading me. But my faith is strong, and I praise God to the highest. I know He has something big in store for me. Things are already starting to take shape, and I feel His presence. God can move you into a positive direction as well. All you have to do is ask God to do this for you. Do you know that even if you've done something that you can't forgive or you don't believe you can be forgiven, well, you're wrong. All you have to do is ask God for forgiveness, and He will. That's how easy it can be. Believe. And like the theme of our Inside Show that we borrowed from George Burns' movie, Oh God, and that is to think God. And that's what it is for me on that. And now I get to do my little song of the evening. So with that, bear with me. It's good. A friend of mine, Freddie Scott, who did this song. It's fun. Hey girl, I want you to know I'm gonna miss you so much if you go. Hey girl, I tell you no lie, something deep inside of me's going to die. If you say so long, if this is goodbye, oh, hey girl, now this can't be true. How am I supposed to exist without you? Hey girl, now don't put me on. What's gonna happen to me when you're gone? How will I live? How can I go home? Oh, hey, girl. Hey girl, now set yourself down. I'm not ashamed to get down on the ground. And there, I beg you to stay. Don't go away. Yeah, girl. you treat me like this? Don't go away. Yeah, girl. Why, thank you so much. Let me put this mic down. And Julie Budd. That's what it gets. So, Julie Budd, and whoop. We'll be right back with her and a whole lot more. Don't go away.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching, doing it to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. If you find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
For professional motorcycle transport and towing, think Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing. Proudly serving all of Long Island, we feature expert handling and 24/7 service. So send a limo for your toy with Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing.
Okay, we're back. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm Inside Show welcome to Julie Budd.
Hi.
Hello, Julie, and welcome to the Inside Show.
Thank you so much for having me here today. Isn't this an interesting way to do this?
Oh, this is interesting, all right. And it's nice to have you here with us, even if it's via Skype.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, I don't know if you don't probably don't remember this, but we met several years ago at
Where?
a television charity event. I believe it was for United Cerebral Palsy.
Oh, one of the telethons.
Yeah, I remember how sweet, how nice you were talking with me.
Thank you very much.
We even
Thank you.
swapped cassette tapes. You autographed it, and I still have it.
Thank
So,
you.
but we didn't have CDs back then. I guess it was. So you've got some new things on the fire with your new CD. Your CD is called.
Can I hold it up? Can I
Yes,
hold it
sure.
up? Can you see it? Can you see it?
A little
Wait,
higher and a little angle.
how's that?
There you go.
Can you see it? It's called They Wrote the Songs.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell us
Yeah.
about it. I mean,
Well, it's really, it pays a bit of homage to the great composers, but of our generation, from the 60s on. People like the Beatles and Anthony Newley, and new writers like Ann Hampton Calloway and Steve Dorff, and Paul Anka, and Charles Smalls, who wrote the score to The Wiz. And it's really the writers of our time. I'm going to be at Dix Hills Performing Arts Center next Friday night, July 25th. And I'm going to do the show, and, it'll be stretched out, of course, in a two-part concert. And the first half is all the Beatles and Carole King and, the people of our generation that really, really are our new classics. And then the second half of the show is all about the Broadway writers that were from the 60s on. Elton John, who's written a lot for Broadway, Billy Joel, Stephen Schwartz, Stephen Sondheim, Anthony Newley, Jerry Herman. So all the people that contributed from the 60s, 70s, 80s, all the way up to the present. But these are the songs of our generation. These are the new classics now.
well, I actually downloaded your album, and I listened to it. I liked a lot of. I really liked a lot of. I liked the whole album, but I have my favorites already.
Which one was that?
Well, I like what you did with the Anthony Newley medley.
Thank you. It was that was a real labor of love. It's an 8-minute piece.
Yes.
It's a it's a long piece, but it has a lot of, his really notable work. What I really loved was Let Me Try Again, which was a hit for Frank Sinatra.
Yes.
And the English lyric was written by Paul Anka and Sammy Kahn. But the fact that I can't think of any other woman that have ever recorded it.
Well,
So that's why I wanted to put it on I wanted it on my CD because I worked with Mr. Sinatra when I was a kid.
Yes, I wanted to talk about that too. But who did the Kindred Spirit? I really like that.
Kindred Spirits was written by Steve Dorff and M.B. Derry, his lyricist. And Steve's had a lot of hits with Natalie Cole and Kenny Rogers and Celine Dion. He's a very, very well-known writer. If you Google his name, Steve Dorff, you'll see all of his hits. He also has a son that's very, very famous, Stephen Dorff, the actor. But he wrote Kindred Spirits, and it's one of my favorites on the CD, along with Ann Hampton Calloway's selection called Perfect.
I was just going to say that was my next thing I was going to say, because it's very pretty.
And I like the fact that when I did Love Me Do,
Yes,
the
I heard.
the Beatles piece Love Me Do, we handled it a completely different
put
way.
Put a swing thing to it, the whole bit. Yeah.
Kind of like a jazz.
jazzy,
It almost feels like a fever
Yes.
kind of an
Yes.
Yeah.
They did a great job on it, and
Thank you. I'm very proud of the work, and I haven't put out a CD in a while. I'm looking at it right now. I haven't put it out in a while because I really wanted to put it out when I had something to say, and I think that it's my best work. I think it really is.
well, you have a lot of things to say, and
Thank
you've
you.
got one heck of a career that's going strong. And Ellen and I will be, my girl Ellen and I will be at your show on the 25th. We're definitely.
Oh, you
coming.
will? You're going to
yeah.
be there? Oh,
We got our
glad.
tickets already. We're ready to go.
Oh, thank you.
But you talk about saying who has something to say about you. I was looking at some of your dossier, whatever you want to call that. You've got write-ups in there about one of the best music, best belters out there.
Okay.
It was by Newsday. Something to Hear. That was from Charles Einstein from Star Ledger. Gloria's Voice is a mural. Roy Sander from Backstage. I mean, the list goes on. How can you hold a note? You can hold a note forever. That was the New York Post. It's all totally amazing. So
You know, I've been very fortunate. I've been working since I'm 12 years old, and it's the only job I ever had, and I'm very grateful to that because I know how a lot of performers struggle to stay out there with their music. It's a very hard industry, and I've been really lovingly accepted for a long time,
well,
and I'm very grateful to that because I know what this industry is, and I've been accepted in that way, and I'm grateful to it. I really am. I've never taken it for granted.
well, you also, as a child, you did Child of Plenty. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah, for MGM Records, that's right.
Right, and you also recorded an RCA as well.
RCA was very interesting because I got to work with Tony Hatch, who produced and orchestrated all of the hits for Petula Clark, and he wrote a lot of those hit songs like Downtown, Don't Sleep in the Subway, all of those hits that she had. He wrote them along with Tony Hatch and Jackie Trent. Tony wrote them along with Jackie Trent, his then wife, who's still a friend of mine. And it was a very interesting experience. I went to London to record that. And then right after that album, I stayed in London, played the London Palladium with Liberace, and then
That's
came
right.
back to New York and toured the United States that whole summer with Liberace. And we became really, really good friends for the next 17 years. And the album before, Child of Plenty, I worked with Herb Bernstein, who was responsible for all those early hits with Laura Nyro. And I still work with Herb. He's my orchestrator and conductor today.
How was
So
it?
after all that time, you know.
How was it working with Jimmy Durante? You worked with
Jimmy
him as well,
Durante.
right?
Say that again? What was
You
that?
worked with Jimmy Durante as well, right?
Yes, I did. When I was a kid,
Yeah.
I worked with Jimmy Durante at the old Dunes Hotel. Remember the Dunes Hotel?
I used to watch his show all the time. used to
Yeah,
love
well,
that
I
show.
worked with him at the Dunes. I was about 17 at the time. A lot happened to me. That was a very big breakout year for me because when I was 18, I wound up headlining at the Copacabana. It
Yes.
was, yeah, my first big New York engagement at the Copacabana. And but prior to that, I worked with Jimmy Durante in Vegas, and it was an odd time because it was really at the end of his career. It was not in the prime of his career, but at the same time, he still had a lot of draw power. The audiences were still coming to see him. He was still very beloved.
Well, you just, and with Frank Sinatra at
Yeah,
in Vegas.
I worked, yeah,
Wow.
in Vegas at Caesars. I worked with Frank Sinatra at Caesars Palace. He was wonderful to me.
Well, you had a whole list of people, B.B. King, and you worked with all these. This is one show, or you worked over the time with the Flamingos and all this.
I worked in Vegas from the time I was 13 until the present. So, and I've seen all these different changes in Vegas. Like last season, I worked at the new performing arts center there called the Smith Center. And, it's very different now. They don't have shows weekly at the hotels the way they did when I was a little girl. When I was a little girl, Lena Horne and Alan King, you'd catch them at the Late Show at Caesars, and then you'd go over to the International, which was then called the MGM Grand, and you'd see Elvis, like you could hop from hotel to hotel and see people. It's not like that anymore. The hotels have big production shows now, like Cirque du Soleil and, all these Celine Dion, the very
Yeah.
big production shows.
Wow.
Now they have the Smith Center for the Performing Arts, and weekly and monthly they have a lot of, they have the symphony there, they have the ballet there, They have the cabaret room, which holds 500 people. That's the room I played. And a lot of the artists come in and play that room. And then they have another room. It's, I think, about 1,700 seats. And they do some larger concerts in that room. So it's a full-scale performing arts center. Performing arts centers have really become the way of the future. You know, the rooms as you and I knew them when we were kids are pretty much not really in existence. A little bit here and there, but not that much.
Well, so what's on the agenda for you now after the 25th, or what's on the horizon for you?
Well, I'll continue to be promoting my CD, They Wrote the Songs, which is available on iTunes and CD Baby and Amazon. We're actually only out 2.5 months, and we are going into our 4th shipment. So we're very, very excited about that. And I will be traveling and promoting my CD with some symphonies and performing arts centers all over the country, and such as Dix Hills Performing Arts Center. And if you go into my website, juliebudd.com, or visit me on Facebook, you can get the entire schedule, which will be updated, of course, every month, because new performances all over the country are posted every single month.
Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put from your website, juliebudd.com.
Say that again. I'm so sorry. I didn't hear you.
We're going to do that right now. We're going to put from your website, juliebudd.com, we're going to put your that video that you have on there.
Oh, that's so great. Hope you enjoy it.
It touched about everything we talked on, except we didn't talk about the movies that you did with the 2 movies you're in, Devil and Max Devlin.
With Bill Cosby and Elliot Gould, and then I did
Two Lovers?
Two Lovers with Joaquin Phoenix and Gwyneth Paltrow and Isabella Rossellini.
Well, we're going to put that on, and then I want to thank you so much for being part of our show tonight.
You're so nice to have me on. I want to thank you and your whole crew. You know, you have the sweetest people on your team. How they put up with this whole Skype thing today was like amazing. I want to thank you all.
It's the first time for me using Skype, so...
Are you having fun with it? Is it good for you?
It's good, but I really hope you'd come down here one day and do the show here. We'd love to have you.
Thank you so much, and I want to thank you for having me as your guest. It was really nice of you. Thank you so much.
Take care. We'll see you again soon, Hope. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put your hands together one more time, and we're going to right to a video and then to a commercial. Here we go.
Bye, everybody.
God bless.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Julie Budd.
It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do-at, 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 do-at. Don't mean a thing, all you gotta do is sing. Do-at, 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 do-at. Makes no difference if it's sweet or hot. Just give that rhythm everything you've got. If it ain't got that swing, do-at, 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 do-at. Makes no difference if it's sweet or hot. Just give that rhythm everything you got. Oh, don't need a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do-at, 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 do-at.
I used to sit on the stoop all the time, and all I could think about was music all day long. I just wanted to be in show business.
Fancy rings and strings of pearls, books and records by the score. There's no girl could ask for more.
I was invited invited on the show. Thrilled, of course. It was 8 p.m. Sunday night. Mr. Solomon introduced me. Frank Sinatra's office called. I thought I would die. I was so excited.
You know what? They love you. And you know something else? So do I.
They didn't know what to do with me, so what they did was they paired me with all of these famous sort of legend types.
I'm a child of plenty. I'm a child of plenty. I'm a child of plenty. Where am I going and what will I find? What's in the scrap bag that I call my mind? What am I doing alone on the shelf? Ain't it a shame, but no one's to blame but myself. Which way is clear when you've lost your way year after year?
Every night I make love to 25,000 people, and then I go home alone. Janis Joplin, 1970.
Promise me the moon. Somebody told me there'd be roses and rainbows, and now I know they're coming soon. And now I'm ready for the sunshine, and I'm as happy as can be. And all my days are filled with roses and rainbows. My life belongs to me. My life belongs to me. In this lonely room, the girl I used to be is gone, and now I'm left with just a memory. He always made me smile. He brightened all my days, and I recall it all when a piano plays. I know a place where dreams are born, and time is never planned. It's not on any chart. You can find it in your heart. Never, never land. More precious far than gold, for once you have found your way there. You never grow old.
Will you please welcome one of our business's most dynamic singing stars,
Miss Julie Budd.
I'll be seen in all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces already through. I'll be seen in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's light and gay. I'll always think of you that way. I'll find you in the morning sun and when the night I'll be looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Julie Budd.
it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do-at, 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 do-at. Don't mean a thing, all you gotta do is sing. Do-at, 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 do-at. Makes no difference if it's sweet or hot. Just give that rhythm everything you've got. Oh, don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do-at, 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 do-at. Do-at, 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 do-at. Makes no difference if it's sweet or hot. Just give that rhythm everything you've got. Oh, don't mean a thing if it ain't got that sweet. Do-at, 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 do-at. Do-at, 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 do-at. Baby, sweet. Do-at, 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 do-at.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidisciplinary practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have two practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our 2 offices. Thank you.
Okay, and we're back. Thanks for sticking around. This gentleman, you've seen him before on our stage a few times, and except now he has a title to go along with himself. Tell us a little bit about this new title that you just got.
I won a contest at the Broadway Comedy Club 2 weeks ago, funniest Jewish comedian in New York City in 2014.
And I was there, and there was quite a few hundred people there, so
Yeah.
you did good. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, high-powered Howard.
Thank you,
Get him.
Dennis. Fantastic. It's about time I won somebody. I'm getting a little older. I just turned 58 years old. I don't look it, right? Okay, I admit it. I color my hair. But I just read on the internet that some of the ingredients in the hair dye can cause early memory loss. Now I have to make a tough decision. Do I want to look younger, or do I want to find my keys? So I think I want to look younger. Yeah, so I sound 58. I've been doing comedy for 50 years. I started 8 years old. I was at Show and Tell. The teacher says, Howard, what does your father do for a living? I said, my father's a magician. She says, that's so interesting. What types of tricks does he do? I said, he saws people in half. She says, that's incredible. You have any brothers or sisters? I said, yes, I have a half-brother and a half-sister. Then she says, stop kidding around, Howard. I know you're a comedian. What does your father really do for a living? I says, okay, my father's a lawyer. She says, honest? I said, no, the other kind. So during the day, I do shows at all those rehab places. I do a lot of shows there, assisted livings, rehabs. Those are tough crowds. You know, rehabs, when they have the knee replacements and the hip replacements. After the show, I felt bad for everybody there. I said, I hope everybody feels better. Some lady in the back yelled out, I hope your jokes get better. So as I said, I'm getting older. I'm trying to meet somebody nice. I went on the computer. I met a nice girl. She said, what do you do for a living? I said, I'm a comedian. She says, I'm sorry. I got a policy. I don't date comedians. I said, come to my show. I know you'll change your mind. She came to the show. After the show, she came running to me. I could definitely date you. I said, what made you change your mind? She says, I just saw your show. You know, comedian. Yeah, dating is rough. I had a date the other night. We're sitting at the table. She says, Howard, you're a funny guy. I could tell you're a nice person. She said, boy, I wish I felt more magic. So when the bill came, I disappeared. So when I was in the city to do the contest, I was so excited to be in the finals. I was walking around the city. I was 3 hours early. I'm walking around looking for something to do. I walked into the Verizon store. Yeah, Verizon. I'm having trouble understanding people when they're on the speaker. I walked in. I showed my phone to the lady. I said, lady, what do I do? You know, I'm having trouble with the phone. I'm hearing people. She says, sir, how is your hearing? I said, my hearing is next week. How'd you know about that? Different kind of hearing. So I notice everything nowadays is an abbreviation. Nobody's using full words anymore. I could prove it. Today I went in my SUV, I went to CVS to buy some DVDs and CDs. They ran out. They said they sent it to me UPS COD. I'm driving home, I see a guy driving crazy. I call NYPD. Some guy was DUI. I was hungry, I went to KFC. That made me sick. I went to the ER. They gave me CPR, EKG. Good thing of an HMO. Thank you. So nowadays, there's a big thing going on now. Identity theft. Have you heard about that? People get a hold of your credit card, and they could steal your identity. I was a victim. I didn't know what to do. I called the police. I told them somebody stole my identity. He says, what's your name? I says, I don't know. So my last story of the day is a sad story. It's about a woman 40 years old who's never been with a man because she's flat-chested. So she decided to see Dr. Schwartz, the plastic surgeon, to help her with this problem. He inserts some air pockets under her arms. So she goes like this, like this, like this, and she's a full-breasted woman. She decided to try it out at the singles club. She went there. She saw a man she was interested in. She said, sir, you're a very attractive man. Where have I seen you before? He says, at Dr. Schwartz's office. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed my set. Thank you.
Wow. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming and hanging in there and doing everything there. They move this over here. You go right that way.
If anybody wants to know where I'm appearing next,
Yes.
Tomorrow I'll be appearing before the grand jury. So everybody knows. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Our next guest has performed at places like New York City's Cotton Club, the Village Gate, Don't Tell Mama, Sweetwaters, just to name a few. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Gloria Waldman.
Where do I look? Hi everybody, Gloria Waldman here, talking about my latest CD, which is called Gypsy in My Soul. And these are some songs from Gypsy in My Soul. And the pianist is Moises Herrera. He is the David Foster of Latin America. And here he is. I took a trip on a train and I thought about you. I passed a shadowy lane and I thought about you. 2 or 3 cars parked under the stars, a minding wheel. Moon shining down on some little town, and with each my same old dream, with every thought that we made, oh, I thought about you. And when I pulled down that shade, then I really felt blue. I peeked down the crack and looked down the track, the one going back to you. And what did I do? I thought about you. stop that we made, oh, I thought about you. And when I pulled down that shade, then I really felt blue. I peeked down the crack and looked down the track, the one going back to you. And what did I do? What did I do? Oh, what did I do? Yeah, I thought about you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. One of my favorites, the very thought of you. The very thought of you and I forget to do the little ordinary things that everyone ought to do. I'm living in a kind of daydream. I'm happy as a queen and foolish, though it may seem to me. That's everything. The mere idea of you, the longing here for you. You'll never know how low the moments go till I'm near to you. I see your face in every flower, your eyes in stars above. It's just the thought of you, the very thought of you, my love. The mere idea of you, the longing here for you. You'll never know how slow the moments go till I'm near to you. I see your face in every flower, your eyes in stars above. It's just the thought of you, the very thought of you, my love. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. People will say we're in love. How'd you like that pianist? Don't throw bouquets at me. Don't please my folks too much. Don't laugh at my jokes too much. People will say we're in love. Don't sigh and gaze at me. Your sighs are so like mine. Your eyes should glow like mine. People will say we're in love. Don't start collecting things. Just give me my rose and my glove. Sweetheart, they're suspecting things. People will say we're in love. Don't start collecting things. Just give me my rose and my glove. Sweetheart, they're suspecting things. People will say, people will say, people will say we're in love. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. I hope you had a good time.
I absolutely did.
Let me move this out of the way. So, whoa. Hold that.
Thank you.
I don't know if you can see this or not, if you can bring a close-up on this. This is her CD.
Yes, Gypsy in My Soul.
All right.
And it has a lot of these numbers, and it has some more Irving Berlin, Rodgers and Hart, and it has some Spanish, Bésame Mucho, and Somos Novios, It's Impossible.
Cool.
Yes, and Moisés Herrera, as I said, the David Foster of Latin America.
All righty. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you join the other guests over there? We'll thank you so much for coming here tonight. Now move this over here. There we go. Okay. Wow. Not yet, Ginny, not yet, my dear. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to also remember that tomorrow night, Steve Mitchell, which is a touch of Elvis, and me, Reverend Dennis, will be on doing our dinner show at Sergio's restaurant on 7/18. That's this Friday, tomorrow night, for the dinner and songs at Sergio's restaurant at 5422 Merrick Road in Massapequa. Call Mike for reservations, 541-6554. That's 516-541. Alrighty, and on July 23rd, 2014 at 7 p.m., Miss Peggy Eason will be performing on her show called I'll Show Them All. And she'll be at Don't Tell Mama. That's at 343 West 46th Street in New York. And the number there is 212-757-0788. And you can call there after 4 o'clock daily. And on July 25th, I'll be sitting there watching the show, watching Julie Budd at the Dix Hills Performing Arts. So give them a call over there if you can. That's in the Five Towns Colleges, 305 North Service Road, Dix Hills. And that's 631 area code 656-2148. And of course, if you have missed any of these things, just back it up and you'll catch it again. And thank you, Rich Skipper, entertainer, producer, blogger, coach. And thank you, comedian high-powered Howard, and our lovely Julie Budd. Don't forget to buy Julie Budd's CD. They wrote the songs, and you can get them on iTunes. And our talented Gloria Weldman. You can buy Gloria's CD also, Gypsy in My Soul. And to our crew, the MadhouseTV.com, Tom and Vicki Mealy, and Tom Marr, and Janine Zerilli. And thank you, our audience, both here and at home, for watching. We hope you enjoyed tonight's show, the Inside Show, tonight as much as I enjoyed hosting it. Which brings me to the last song of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. And if my guests, come on up here. Yes, come on up. No? All right, so you're going to be behind me, folks, and the last song of the evening is mine. So I hope you had a good time. See you next week. This is my chance to honor God and country. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountain to the prairie, to the ocean, wildwood forest. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give our prophets to our first responders, to the police departments and the fire departments, to our soldiers who are out there defending our freedom, to the veterans who've been there and done that. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the greatest country in the world. Sing it out with me. God bless America, my home sweet. America, our home, sweet home. Good night, everybody. God bless. See you next week.